Hello there, it's Cassie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am over on the Rabbit Hole Designs blog, and I'm going to be using this adorable stamp set called All Ears. I just had a few ideas in my head for this one, and I thought it would be really fun to use it. So I am going to pull out my Waffle Flower Media Mat. I plan to do some ink blending, and so I've grabbed out these 4 colors of Distress Oxide inks. I wanted to go with a little bit more pastel colors since we're kind of getting towards spring. I mean, maybe our weather doesn't say so, but it's supposed to be getting there. This first color that I chose is Spun Sugar. So I'm going to use my mini ink blending tool, and I am going to just saturate some Bristol smooth cardstock just all over the top there, trying to go down a little ways because I do want to overlap my colors so that there will be some blend and it'll maybe even make some other colors in the process. This next color is Squeezed Lemonade. And again, these are the Distress Oxide inks. You could easily do this with Distress inks as well, but I do love how the Distress Oxides just give this chalky finish when all is said and done. And I only have 2 of my mini ink blending tools. I had 4. I can't find the other 2. They're in my drawer, I'm assuming. All right, so this next color that I'm using is Tumbled Glass. And I'm overlapping that with that Squeezed Lemonade to give a little bit of a green. And I think that's kind of fun, because we're obviously going for a bit of a pastel rainbow. And so then the next and final color that I'm going to be using is Shaded Lilac. These are all colors that I don't typically grab for all the time, but you know, it's fun to go outside of your comfort zone a little bit, grab colors that you may not typically grab, and see what you can come up with. I wanted to try something with this stencil. So this is the Candy Twist stencil by the Rabbit Hole Designs. So I'm going to stick that down over the top and just spray water all over that. And then I am going to let that set for a second, and Max is poking his little nose in there, and then I'm going to wipe up the excess. This is a dirty, dirty microfiber towel, and obviously it left some residue from where the dirt was, but I actually kind of like that. I think it adds to the texture of the card. And so then I'm going to just stamp my bunnies right on top of that background using some VersaMark Clair Nocturne ink, because I did want to do a little bit of watercoloring over the top of this. The watercolors that I plan to use are actually some Kuretake. That's a set of 24, and they are very opaque watercolor, which is, I kind of like that. I actually originally bought these mostly for splatter, but I figured over these inks I could paint, and I completely forgot that I'm using Distress Oxide inks. So I've got this white, and I've put some water in it, and I'm thinking I'm going to paint my bunnies with a little bit of a white highlight. And right there, because it hasn't soaked in yet, it looks pretty darn good, in my opinion. I'm like, ooh, this is going to work out really nicely. Well, these are Distress Oxide inks. Just like the Distress inks, they are reactivated with water. So what do you think those are going to do? They are going to soak up the color underneath. And so even though it's white right now, it's because it hasn't soaked up all that color. And so you'll be able to tell by the end that clearly it was all for naught. I mean, it does leave a little bit of some white opaque paint behind, but this was just not the ink to use. Or if this is what I wanted to do, like really have some of that white highlight, I probably should have used a different medium. Maybe like a chalk marker might have worked. It probably still would have soaked up some of that color, but it might have stayed a little bit more white, maybe a little bit more true to that color. But I'm going to continue doing this, and even in the process, halfway through, I'm like, oh, that white's disappearing. Well, yeah. It finally dawned on me it's because I'm doing this on Distress Oxide inks. And, but it's all right. I don't mind. I'll just keep plugging away because now that I've already started it, I kind of want to see it through to the end. And like I said, it will leave just a little bit of a white finish, but not much of one. It'll mostly just pick up the color underneath. And then once I'm happy with all the white that's been put down, I'm going to move on to coloring their little ears. And for those, I'm going to use this like reddish pink color up in the upper corner. Just put a little bit of water in there and really activate that color. And then I'll grab some more of it and then just do a wash of that pink red in their ears. And I'll do that for their noses. And then there's one, I think, that has his little mouth open. I'll do that too. So this is a new release for this month from the Rabbit Hole Designs, which I think is cute because it's rabbits, right? Perfect. And I love how these little rabbits are all standing on top of each other. I think that the design team has done some extremely clever things with all the releases this month. So you'll definitely want to go and head over to the blog. I'll have that linked down below, and check out the different things that the design team has been up to. It's a very talented group. You will not be disappointed by heading over there and checking it out. All right, so now that I'm happy with how that has worked, see, this is where I'm like, maybe I can get it, I can just keep trying. Your efforts are just not going to work, Cassie. Let it go. See, so it mostly just kind of went back into the other color. My card base is a whitewash card base by Brutus Monroe, and I have that put into my Misty. And I'm going to ink that up with that VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink again and just kind of stamp that down in the center. I don't add any extra color. I could have, but I just decided not to. Also, because I was working against the clock, my camera had just been dying on me like crazy. So that's my card base. I'm going to use just a green Copic to color the rabbit's bow. And then I had stamped and heat embossed the sentiment off screen. So that one says, "There's no bunny like you." And I did that on black cardstock with some Alabaster embossing powder. I'll cut off all of the excess. And then as a final bit of embellishment, I'm going to grab some Nuvo metallic shimmering rose drops. And these will suck up some of that color too. But that, that's okay as well. I kind of like it. So it's a little bit sad, but this is my final card as a design team member for the Rabbit Hole Designs. I have loved being on their team. But I'm not done making cards using their products. They have amazing products, and so you'll still see them here on this channel. But go ahead and head on over there and start following all those folks, and you won't, like I said, you won't be disappointed. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I appreciate all the thumbs up that y'all give, all the love, all the support, everything. You guys are fantastic, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye, everyone.